years to a national. From there, he headed.
Certainly here in West Virginia. Please join us for a moment of silence as we remember West Virginia's finest, Jerry West.
Each June, the blue-clad North Bears meet up with the South Cardinals in a showcase of top graduating senior football players in West Virginia. After a week-long training camp, the squads are ready for the 2024 WCHS-TV Fox 11 North-South All-Star Football Classic. Bragging rights are on the line as they battle for the beautiful Friends of Cole traveling trophy at Black Eagle Stadium in South Charleston. The Bears and the Cardinals are ready to square off, and it comes your way next on this special North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals. We welcome you inside beautiful Black Eagle Stadium on the campus of South Charleston High School in South Charleston, West Virginia, where today some of the best senior football players for the season of 2023 in West Virginia are about to take the field, and we are excited to bring it your way on this North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals. Greetings from South Charleston, along with former South Cardinal captain Jim Mahan, our color analyst for today, Hannah Klein on the sidelines, and our wonderful F&R crew. I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you here. Jim Mahan, great to be with you here on a beautiful day in June for All-Star football. Many memories for you flowing right now. 45 years ago, you were a South captain.
Yeah, it was a great honor to be selected, and, of course, I'm sure these kids are equally honored to be out here. A lot of them are just going to put it all out on the line today for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Some will use this as a springboard to a collegiate career, but others, Jim, playing for the final time.
And some memories that they will build in those relationships like we've talked about all along, Mark. It's a very special time for these kids.
All right, a lot of hard work, a lot of talent on both sides of the field. It's an honor for the players, but also for the coaches. And let's introduce you to the two gentlemen who have been leading the way this past week for the South. Veteran Shady Spring head coach Vince Colasurto, who will be entering his 20th season at the helm in 2024. He was an assistant in the Classic back in 2018. This year, he is joined in the game by older brother Phil, who was a South quarterback in 1979 and a teammate of our very own Jim Mahan. Now let's go to the North, who will be the home team today. The Bears are under the direction of Marcus Law. This former WVU football player is making his first stop in the Classic. He is getting set to embark on his first full season as the head coach at Spring Mills High School in the Eastern Panhandle after serving as the interim head coach last year. So this head coach of a Cardinal program, we're going to try and knock off the Cardinals here today on this Saturday afternoon. So it has been a great week. The players and coaches arriving at nearby West Virginia State University and Institute on Sunday, where they have been practicing and living. There was lots of work and several activities. Now the moment they have been waiting for is about to unfold. The North Bears and the South Cardinals meeting up here in South Charleston. We get you started in a moment on this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. And we welcome you inside here to Black Eagles Stadium, the North and the South, getting set to square off. Our coin toss taking place down below, and today's coin toss being presented by the U.S. Air Force. Come join us. Your nation is waiting. Sam Jones is our referee for today's game. Sam has been a part of this great classic before, and got the captains out there on the field. Let's listen into Sam Jones and have this flip of the coin.
It's an awful lot of looking down there, Mark, to see who's going to be the recipient of the winning toss.
Thank you.
All right, so it would appear that the North has won us. And they have deferred to the second half. A little difficulty there with our mics. We'll get that straightened out. All right, Jim Mahan. So we will see the South on offense first. Get a chance to see Matt Fry once again. The two of us had the pleasure of calling a Scott High School football game on our regular season coverage of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals game of the week during the 2023 season, and he is a magnificent QB.
He's a special player, Mark, and yes, for sure, he's certainly not shy about putting that ball in the air. Plus, he's got some great wheels. Reads defenses very well. He is certainly a weapon that the North defense is going to have to try to conquer this afternoon.
So the return game for the South, B.J. Williams of Clay, Elijah Waller of Beckley expected to be the return guys. Meanwhile, Gavin Michael of Fairmont Senior High School, and a wonderful name in Marion County. He is the grandson of the late Roy Michael, North Marion coaching legend. Just 3 head coaches ever in North Marion history. Roy Michael started the program. He was the winning coach in the 1980 game, and Michael ready to put his foot into it. And here we go, Jim Mahan. And it will be Williams taking it at the 20, and he will dash his way across the 30-yard line. And this game is underway between the red-clad South Cardinals and the North Bears. Great to have you with us for our coverage today.
Yeah, good job by Williams to catch that on the fly mark and not let it bounce so that coverage team could get down there. And they got pretty decent field position starting right at the 34-yard line.
So Matt Fry is the quarterback. And he'll have receivers. Both sides here. Cooper in the backfield, and Fry will let it fly. Firing that one in the direction of R.J. Hairston out of Bluefield. Good coverage by the North, brings up second down.
Yeah, looking at a size differential there, Mark, on the DBs. Is just trying to throw the ball up, see if he could go up and get it. Kind of was on the left side of the shoulder instead of the right side, so a little bit tougher job of him and Harrison bringing it down.
All right, here will be Preston Cooper. He hands it off to his teammate there at Scott High School. And Cooper for a couple.
Some platooning changes here for the down and distance for the South Cardinal. Look like they've got 3 wide outs with another wide out on the left. Single back set.
Fry on a long count here. His center is Fisher Williams out of Independence High School there in Raleigh County. Fry, pressure coming. Kaczynski coming in there. Fry unleashes it, and good coverage again by the North. Michael was back there. Pass was intended for Ethan Holiday out of Greenbrier West. So that's going to bring up a punting situation here for the South Cardinals.
Yeah, good coverage in the secondary for the North, and it looked like they've had 2 deep balls and didn't really put anybody, release them out of the backfield, try to get that short distance, maybe perhaps pick up that first down and keep the chains moving.
Zach Bender out of Spring Mills. Going to go back deep. Ian Plumley of Chapmanville is the punter.
Should get a good bounce here.
Take a roll and they'll sweep it down there to the 23-yard line. So the Bears will now go on the offensive attack for the first time here in this showdown.
First down and 10 for the Bears.
And 2 from the air and 1 from the ground wasn't effective for the Cardinals. Let's see if the Bears can advance the ball in their initial possession of the first quarter.
40-yard punt by Plumley. But we're going to have at quarterback Luke Hudson out of University. Played for the great John Kelly, inducted into the North-South All-Star Football Classic Hall of Fame last night. He'll be honored again at halftime, and he's really high on this young man who's going to go to Waynesburg and hand it off to Dylan Hours, and Hours. And Hours goes out of bounds, a little bit of a hard hit, and this is the thing you don't like to see, Jim, in this game. And they preach to these kids all the time. You got to realize you're going to get hit, you're going to get knocked out of bounds, but I thought he was already out when he hit the turf over there.
Yeah, I think there was some extracurricular going on there. from the defense there. They came over after the hit was made, and the kids are going to be doing a little bit of jawing. Those coaches have talked to them repeatedly about trying to keep a level head. They already had them in decent field position going down to the 23-yard line. Now they're going to be all the way up near midfield. I will say that Aaron Hoffman did a great job on that previous play off of that jet sweep, sealing that corner and giving ours some room to have a really nice chunk on his first carry of the game.
Well, ours playing that great state championship game. Strohmeyer from Weir High School gets the call and will take it inside South Territory. Stop made by Samar Henry of Nitro.
Samar put a little bit extracurricular into that tackle. They're getting just a little ambitious early. They just need to be a little cautious here.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Kind of that same jet sweep there, but great feel there by Henry. As you see, they gaining just a mere yard.
Having some issues here with the clock at Black Eagle Stadium. Good crowd on both sides of the field here. Football in South Territory. Hudson awaits the snap. And the call. And taking the football for the North Bears, Aaron Hoffman out of North Marion.
A little bit of an exchange issue there from Hudson to Hoffman. You see, he had a little bit of a bobble before he had it, and there wasn't any hole there to begin with. Really a great feel there by Brandon Isaac from Wahama.
North Marion's Aaron Hoffman on the run, 3rd down.
Certainly pass situation for the Bears.
Hudson will roll. Looks downfield, unleashes, and a great catch made on the far side of the field, and that is Landon Fry. And if anybody remembers that young man from the state championship game at Wheeling Island Stadium in that classic gym against Fairmont Senior, he made that catch that made it to the Sports Center #1 play of the night, and another great play there by Fry out of North Marion. And now we'll come the other way with it here, and good tough run there by Frankfort High School's Tyreek Powell.
Yeah, I think they're trying to spread the south out, Mark, running east, not north and south, but more east and west. And you even saw Hudson rolling out to the right, throwing a dime in there to Fry.
Now Hudson looking and then going to flip it out, and the catch is made by Fry, and Fry motors his way to the 27-yard line. Yeah, so Fry makes the great one-handed catch in the state championship game. He got the foot inbounds. It made it 49-48, and Darren Hayes, who's an assistant on this North team, he decides to go for 2 and win it against the rival Fairmont Senior, and the Polar Bears were able to snuff him out. Powell gets the call, and Powell powers his way inside the 20, and a first down for the North Bears. Our first down is being presented throughout this North-South Football Classic by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together, we are building a better West Virginia. Really nice movement here by this North offense.
They got good tempo plus balance. You see how they're kind of got the South on their heels a little bit, trying to predict what's going on.
And give it to Alex Eaton. Go to Juanita out of Spring Mills High School.
Yeah, really nice job there filling that hole there on the South from number 18, Brandon Isaac.
Isaac, a young man who scored 12 points last night in the North-South Basketball Classic there at the South Charleston Community Center. It was a win for the South. Amar Maxwell of Shady Spring had 32 in the game. His alma mater's head football coach guiding the South Cardinals and are trying to stop this North attack right now. And good piece of running there by Eaton.
He did a good job of cutting back. There wasn't anything on that left side, Mark. He saw a little bit of a seam on the right side. Got something out of nothing there. He ended up with about 3 yards. Not a bad little run for Eaton. Puts him inside the red zone.
They will keep Eaton in the backfield. Here's Hudson. Looking, he's got time and flips it, and the catch will be made. Nice play there by the Cardinals and making the Bears, and a nice play there by Braden Carter out of Lewis County.
Yeah, good read here by Hudson. Rolling out to the right, they're holding their blocks. He just a little flip pass a little bit behind, but Cardinals able to make an adjustment. First down and goal for the Bears.
And Carter, one of 3 players from Lewis County in this game. 42 schools represented here in the 2024 Classic. Hours in motion, gets the handoff, and Dylan Hours going to be strung out here, and he will be taken down. Good job there by Wiz Ty to slow him down. And then coming on and finishing things off was Marshall Christus, also out of Huntington. So 2 Huntington Highlanders there defensively, and certainly making their head coach Billy Seals proud. Another look here, Jim.
Yeah, he just strung this one out a little bit too long, and it just didn't develop right away. Wiz Ty comes up, gets a little bit of help from his teammate. We're able to stop that play.
Hudson with the play fake. Rifles it in the direction of Fry, and the ball falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
I'm not sure if Fry read that pass well. He didn't adjust to it, and it was a little bit high, but he didn't even make the attempt. I don't think he ever saw it come off of Hudson's hand.
Sam Jones, 36 years as an official, 4th North-South assignment.
You see here, you see Hudson. He has a good seam. He lets that one fly just a little bit, and I don't think Fry actually saw it all the way.
Bruce Dunn is the umpire, Kelly Ryan the line judge, John Timko the linesman, Sammy Johns the side judge, and Dennis Stoddard is the field judge. 3rd and 10 here for Hudson and the North Bears, and flip it in the direction, and the catch made there, but a quick stop as Zach Bender from Spring Mills made the catch, but he was taken down quickly.
Holiday, what a great read by Holiday from West, Mark. Greenbrier West, he was all over that play. See how quickly he closed. They actually ended up losing yardage. Now, I'm not certain whether they're going to go for the 3 or just kind of go for it, because it's 4th and goal from about the 15.
Holiday played for Kelly Vaughn, who was a Greenbrier West grad and went on to play at Wake Forest, was a player in this game. Hand it to Strohmeyer, who will then throw, and the pass is broken up there. Nice play by Elijah Waller. Strohmeyer trying to get it to Tristan Walker of Parkersburg South. So a good drive by the Bears, but they are stopped by the Cardinals here, and the South will have the football as we take a break here from inside South Charleston's Black Eagles Stadium. You're watching live coverage here of the 2024 North-South Football Classic.
Eddie Ferrari, the picture guy, is the official North.
Another look here at that North drive. 14 plays, 63 yards, 6:44 off the clock. But that South defense stiffened, Jim. Hit 5 first downs on the drive. But the South now, for a second time in this football game, will have the ball. And here is Williams, and Williams is taken down quickly. Nice play there by the Norse. Number 25, Josh Biggs.
Number 2, B.J. Williams on the carry.
Biggs out of Petersburg. B.J. Williams, they were really high on this young man. Second year in a row, Clay has had a wide receiver in the game. Williams going to head off and play his college football at Glenville. In the backfield is Nate Bentz out of Point Pleasant. Joins Fry there, and Fry looking to keep, and he will, and Fry run out of bounds over on the far side of the field.
Yeah, he gained a couple, Mark, but you certainly don't want to be giving the ball back here this deep in your territory. I mean, they had pretty good field position defensively, the South Cardinals did, against the Bears, but the Bears were able to eat up an awful lot of real estate to come away with no points.
Josiah DeMoss out of St. Mary's plays for Jody Moat. During his career, he drives Fry out of bounds. Fry now looking over at the South coaching staff led by Vince Colasurto of Shady Spring. Fry looking, and now Fry going to have to take off with it. Melib will run him out of bounds. Melib, outstanding player from Jefferson, first team All-Stater, undecided where he's going to go to college. 130 tackles. So look at the South offense there, led by Matt Fry. A lot of wide receivers there. Good guys up front. Williams and Micah Brown out of Independence. So it's going to be a punting situation for Plumlee. Ball resting at the 18. Bender is back deep. Well, just waiting on it, and waiting on it was Brandon Richardson from Roane County, and Richardson taken down there, and so the football at the 47-yard line. Richardson, a late addition to the game. Jimmy said on Sunday he got home from church and he had a message. Do you want to play in the North-South game? They had some players drop out last second, so Richardson, who was a standout for Paul Burdett at Roane County High School, winning head coach in last year's game.
Yeah, it was quite an honor to play. I'm sure he was tickled to death to be part of that as well.
Joining Jacob Bunner, All-State lineman. So new quarterback in the game for the North, and that is Ian Crookshanks. Crookshanks out of East Fairmont, heading off to Glenville, all-time passing leader in East Fairmont history, and Crookshanks showing his wheels there. He rushed for over 300 yards this past season. He was an all-state punter. He averaged 42 yards per punt. He picks up 8 there.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of size on him too, Mark. He does a decent job reading the blocks. That was a good job going right up the middle with that one.
Take the handoff here to tailback, and Crookshanks will deliver the first down. Take that handoff to Gavin Moore out of Brooks. So our first downs being presented throughout this North-South Football Classic by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals. Together we are building a better West Virginia.
Yeah, Mark, the North Bears are not really having any trouble moving the ball, but still no points on the board.
And a good drive to start the game. Now second drive of the game. South's been forced to punt its first 2 offensive possessions. Crookshanks again, and Crookshanks will be taken down there. Good defense by the Cardinals. Cooper Ridgway, outstanding player out of James Monroe, played for John Mustaine, a former coach in this North-South Classic. And now we have the first down.
I think they got the initial first down. It looks like they're saying third down on the marker.
Now we got it. Yeah,
and
now
now
we
they got it. They didn't actually get it on the previous play.
Crookshanks awaits the snap from his center, Keaton McDermott, out of Philip Barber. And at this moment, the North having an idea what they want to do, grind it out a little bit now. Gavin Moore, check out the offense for the North. Of course, they've switched it up as we go along right now. Ian Crookshanks is in there at quarterback for this North offense. And we have come to the end of the first quarter here as the North and the South battle it out. No score here in this 2024 showdown. We return to South Charleston, bring you second quarter action as you watch this special North-South edition of Friday Night Rivals. I don't know. The clock's all messed up. Today's North-South Football Classic edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, between the 2024 North Bears South Cardinals. It's being presented by your local Parmar convenience stores. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. We head to the second quarter. The North Bears on the move. 2nd and 8 football at the 38-yard line of the South. Ian Crookshanks looking to let it fly and looking for Fry, and just out of reach of the North Marion standout. First quarter, Jim Mahan, 6 first downs for the North, none for the South. The North 13 carries, 46 yards. The South 3 carries, 10 yards. And North was 3 of 5 in the air, 16 yards. And the South just 1 completion, -3 in 3 attempts.
Yeah, just a little bit more effectiveness out of the North Bears. Now, Landon Fry got a little bit of separation on that. Crookshanks just led him just a tad too much, or that would have been 6 on the board for the Bears.
Crookshanks over 1,600 yards passing in his senior season. 18 touchdowns. And Crookshanks will hand it off, and Aaron Hoffman, man from North Marion, gets the call. Boy, Marion County well represented in this game with East Fairmont, North Marion, and Fairmont Senior. In fact, unfortunately, one East Fairmont player, Avery Brown, injured and unable to play in the game. So it's 4th down. Looks like 3 to go here. Football resting at the 35.
Yeah, some tough sledding in there for Hoffman. Just kept his feet churning and able to make it a manageable 4th down.
Crookshanks clapping those hands, and a timeout will be called here by the North Bears. Head coach Marcus Law, Dustin Koger, Buddy Hessen, Darren Hayes, the assistants, and we take a break here watching the North-South edition of FNR. Now, great to be with you here from inside South Charleston's Black Eagles Stadium, our North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. 4th and 3 for the blue-clad North Bears. South Cardinals. We can fend off the Bears yet again here. The Bears have moved the ball in this first half. No score here between these two. Crookshanks will hand it off. Hoffman is banged there and stopped.
Yeah, you have 2 guys in the backfield like that, Mark, but those linebackers, those D-backs kind of had a feeling that the Bears were going to run it with a two-back set, and they were able to fill that hole and stuff that drive for the Bears and take over on downs.
Zamar Henry out of Nitro. Played for Boone McKinney and going to play at Glenville. And a big stop there. And now this South will try to get untracked offensively here. This 3rd possession. As we know, Jim, they got some potent talent out there. Handoff goes to Preston Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper had a good seam in a cutback. He just got tripped up there. He had an awful lot of real estate to cover. Now, the Souths had 2 initial 3 and outs. They'd certainly like to keep the ball a little bit longer to keep that defense off the field. So they're really looking to get some field position and try to move the sticks.
Cooper, a 200-pounder, going to play at West Virginia State University. Played for Jeremy Dolan there at Scott High School. Picked up 2 on the play. Matt Fry stays in at quarterback, and Nate Bentz at a Point Pleasant in the backfield with him. Fry looking to throw. Now going to have to take off with it. And Fry zigzags his way for a few. Good defense there. Jalen Hill, number 22. Tyler Wise out of Brook was there on the play. Wise, a state champion wrestler from Brook High School. Jalen Hill, Morgantown High product. That brings up 3rd down and 6 here. Matt Fry had 7 rushing touchdowns on the season with 3,068 yards passing, Jim.
What a special player he was for the Scott Skyhawks, for sure.
4-0 student going to head off to the University of Charleston. Fry, and here comes Baczynski giving chase, and Baczynski takes him down.
It has been ruled down by the referee, so that's going to be a huge advantage for the North Bears.
Anthony Baczynski out of Brook High School. He's going to Glenville. And boy, just nipped the foot there of Fry.
That was an 11-yard loss taken by the South Cardinal, which puts him back in in worse field position they started to begin with this drive.
Cardinals will have Ian Plumlee in to punt. Plumlee's been busy, and boy, I tell you what, just about got a piece of that one, and going to be scooped up here. And how about Edgell doing a nice job? Braden Edgell out of Lincoln High School. Just a little return there for Edgell, and the North with the football again here in a scoreless game. It's been a scoreless game, but, Jim, it's been the tale of two teams. One team managing to move the ball, the other has struggled.
Quite effective in moving it, the North Bears have. The South hadn't been able to get in sync offensively. The thing I'm kind of reading there on the sideline, just watching the players as they come on and off it, the body language of the North Bears, these guys are really pumped up and positive and encouraging each other, and I'm not seeing quite the same thing from the South.
Hudson back in the game at quarterback. And the University High product gets away from one defender, Caleb Cool, giving chase, and the catch is made by Fry for the first down. Great job by Hudson to keep that play alive.
Yeah, Landon Fry just keeps finding a way to get open, Mark, and he never gave up on it. Notice how he rolled in the same direction that Hudson went in and was able to make the throw a little bit easier for him.
16-yard pickup. Aiden Cole just about had Hudson, so it's another first down presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. And we got a timeout here by the South Cardinals with 5.5 to go here in this first half of play. No score.
Yeah, they're trying to, Vince Colasurto, they're trying to regroup his kids to try to stop that. They've been able to move the ball down. As you remember, Mark, that was that great play there by Hudson to avoid the rush and then just flick that one to Fry, who happened to be rolling in the same direction as him. Makes that throw a whole lot easier.
All right, Hannah Klein with us here at the North-South Classic down on the field. Take it away, Hannah.
Yeah, guys, weather is perfect here at Black Eagle Stadium as 72 players from all over the state are here to represent their schools and communities for one final time. Now, this game is rich in history, actually dating back to 1976. Now, the big question this afternoon is who will come out on top.
All right, Hannah, we look forward to your reports. Had some technical difficulties there. We've got Hannah North with 7 first downs, 83 yards of offense, just 2 for the South. You know, we're going to crown the North and South Queens at halftime. And our Hannah Klein, after this game, she's heading off to the Eastern Panhandle, going to compete for the Miss West Virginia title.
Absolutely. We wish her.
She's our Miss West Virginia.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
All right, first down here for the Bears. Hudson awaits the snap from McDermott. A little slow, but Hudson picks it up and then rifles it into the arms of Dylan Hours, and Hours makes the catch there at the 30.
Yeah, a little shy of the first down, but they've got an awful lot of options on second and short. You see that Hudson, he rolls out there, picks up that low snap, and then Hours is able to collect that and immediately is taken down there by number 16, Cooper Ridgeway.
Brady Hours, Dylan's older brother, played for the North representing Kaiser back in the 2018 game, and Vince Colasurto is an assistant for the South. He can't get away from the Hours brothers.
Yeah.
And their dad, of course, Wes Hours, the West Express.
Yeah.
Great player at WVU. So Strohmeyer taking the direct snap here, and Strohmeyer will find yardage, taken down by Aiden Cole, but not before the Weir Red Rider gets the first down. First down is presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Nice piece of running there by Strohmeyer.
Yeah, Strohmeyer did a nice job of spinning and avoiding some tackles and being very elusive, and he fed off of that block. They were just running the momentum blocks off of the left, and he was just able to cut back, get that first down, and keep the drive alive for the Bears.
Strohmeyer will stay in there at the QB position.
More of a running threat, Mark, than he is a throwing threat. Of course, he'll probably throw this time.
Strohmeyer, the lefty, and tight ropes that sideline before being taken down.
That's a tough one. He's a lefty. You already mentioned that, Mark, but he's rolling out to his right, and if you're a lefty trying to roll out to your right and throw. You're throwing against your body, which is kind of counterintuitive.
On the carry.
Football is at the 22-yard line. Strohmeyer staying in there.
I have to say, if there's any advantage for the South, it's the fact that the clock is running. So, you know, it doesn't look like the North has any hurry up or to themselves. Of course, they're in a threatening position here, one ready to score.
Tyler Carson is in at center out of Lewis County and handed off. And boy, a nice piece of running there by Tyreek Powell.
Yeah, Brandon Isaac was a hello there right over the middle, and he's a tough young man to bring down.
Tyreek Powell.
You see Powell here, he's got good numbers in front of him, lowered that shoulder, and just was able to get some extra yardage on that one.
3rd down and 4. Strohmeyer will take the direct snap and roam for yardage, and Strohmeyer journeys down to around the 10-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be just enough for a first down, Mark.
Here's number 3, Malachi Strohmeyer on the carry.
So Malachi Strohmeyer producing the WVU Medicine Thomas Hospital's first down. Crookshanks will now return at quarterback for the North after Strohmeyer does his job taking those direct snaps.
Kind of the wildcat for Strohmeyer. You put
Strohmeyer's going to Washington and Jefferson.
Crookshank more of a passer, so I look for him to throw it.
Crookshank's going to keep it here and take several to get Crookshanks to the ground there. Aiden Cole in on the play. Nate Bentz out of Point Pleasant. Bentz was hurt a lot for Dave Darst's Point Pleasant program, but an outstanding player. He had a prior commitment, Jim, and he was unable to get to camp. Missed a day of practice, but boy, he came in there and made his presence felt. Dave Darst, a former South Cardinal.
Yeah, Coach Law needs to be cognizant here of the clock, the fact that it's running, and they do have timeouts, so I'm sure they're probably going to be.
Crookshanks clogged up there by the South Cardinals.
Be a good time to call timeout, I would think.
Caleb Cole in on the stop, and also there for the Cardinals was Desmond Mack, number 78. In fact, Mack was trying to take the ball away, so they're going to reset the time clock here at 49 seconds. Along with former South Cardinal captain Jim Mahan on the 79 team, Hannah Klein on the sidelines. Robert Stegall is our
great statistician.
Yeah, outstanding statistician. And our wonderful F&R crew. Great to have you with us as we check out some of the action here. There's Hudson making that great play, Jim, to get away and find Fry for first down yardage.
Yeah, you find a guy in that open like that, I mean, it's really difficult for a secondary to hold those guys that long.
And Hudson dumping it there to Dylan Hours. And they decided to bring in Malachi Strohmeyer.
And there's Powell powering his way down through there.
At the end of halftime.
It's a good thing that Coach Law does have one more timeout in his pocket, Mark, in case something goes wrong here on this 3rd and goal.
Well, they've got Strohmeyer back in the football game. And lining up beside of him is Alex Eaton.
Look for Fry out there on the right side, Mark. I'm looking at him pretty hard right now, dragging across the middle.
Strohmeyer in trouble, and Strohmeyer goes down, but there could be a face mask here, Jim.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they called there. There's not a lot of bottled up there. You had a couple of defenders there, and then you had a guy trying to block.
Yep.
Yes, you are correct, Mark. It is a face mask.
Wiz Ty was there, along with Aiden Cole, but well, they kind of banged into him, and I think that's when the face mask penalty occurred. Sam Jones and his great crew will talk it over. Here's Sam with the call.
Face mask on defense, number 1. Half the distance from the end zone.
Sam Jones, 36 years, 4th North-South assignment.
It's kind of a shame that we end up getting a face mask because they've got him tangled up, and you see that whiz tie right there, just grabs, but they wasn't really necessary. Now they're going to be right around the 6-7 yard line. Looks like the ball's spotted right around there. They got an awful lot of options here on them. They get a free down. They're back to third down, but we only have 40 seconds left in this half. They're inside the 5 mark, just inside the 5.
And when you think about this North-South Classic, Bob Mullet.
It's going to be third down at the 5-yard line.
Okay,
Start on the snap.
third down at the 5-yard line, and I believe now the South wants the timeout. Your former South Cardinal teammate Phil Colasurto was out there to make sure the referees saw him with a great family, the Colasurtos. We'll talk more about them later, but Bob Mullet, game director, 15th year, an incredible job, and he's had great assistants down through the years. Mark Montgomery, and of course Aaron Baker and Ray Lee now assisting Coach Mullet, and of course the West Virginia Schools Athletic Coaches Association. Wes Eddy is the president. All the great folks that are a part of that organization and help lead the way. And we are excited to always be here. Jim, they'll be honoring Hall of Famers at halftime, and one of those, a gentleman you know quite well, and definitely had a lot to do with you playing in this game because the head coaches have to nominate players. Fred Taylor will be honored here, the legendary Ravenswood head coach.
Yeah, he's a wonderful coach and just had some unbelievable success in his years at Ravenswood. It's funny you were talking about Bob Mullet. I kind of took a peek down there on the track, and I see Bob Mullet's carting Coach Taylor around, and they're going to honor them at halftime. And
yeah,
he was such an influence on me, and it was just great to play for him.
Yeah, it was a great class with John Kelly, the university coaching legend, who announced his retirement at the end of the 2023 season. Coach Taylor and the late Gary White, they were all head coaches in this game, all won in this game. Gary will be represented by his wife, Kathy. We lost Gary in November. 3rd and 5 here. The QB for the North is Crookshanks. Dylan Hours in the backfield.
Looks like a power set for the North.
Hand it to Hours. Hours breaking it and will find the end zone.
Claremont seniors, Dylan
Mark Hours time.
touchdown
Finally,
run.
they've been knocking at the door the whole half, and they finally were able to punch it in. Yeah, you got a nice seal block, was able to have Hours bounce that outside. We'll see that when we take a look at this replay here in a minute after the extra point.
Tristan Walker out of Parkersburg South. He will be the man attempting the point after. His high school teammate, Turner Garrettson, is the holder, and he got it up there.
Found its way through the crossbar.
You're a former kicker. I'm a former kicker. I've seen
some kicks before, but
we've seen prettier. But hey,
it doesn't matter. Still scores.
Here is Hours. Well, he scored 6 touchdowns in that state championship game. He's still scoring.
That's exactly right. And you had a great job of Braden Carter there, sealing that block for 26 for the North Bears, able to free Hours for that run to pay dirt to put the North Bears on the board.
9 plays, 55 yards, 6:10 off the clock.
Mark, if you're looking at it from just a pure statistical point of view, the North is absolutely dominating. I mean, 2 drives where they've ate up a lot of real estate. They finally got some points. I know they're over 130, 140 yards in the game, and I believe the South has had 3 3-and-outs. So they haven't even got their initial first down yet. So statistically speaking, it's pretty much been dominated by the North.
Yeah, Coach Marcus Law and his crew, they have utilized a lot of different personnel. We've seen Hudson in the game at QB, started the way. Ian Crookshank's been in. Malachi Strohmile, very versatile player.
I think it's interesting about this, of course, North's going to get the ball to start second half because they deferred. However, it's only a 1-score game. I mean, you're looking at the fact that, they have the ability to bring this one back or get in good territory and take a couple of cracks down at it because we all know how good Fry is from Scott.
Michael kicks it off, and a nice job there on the far side of the field on the return by Chris Williams of Buffalo. Williams played for Bob Mollett there at Buffalo, and he scooped it up.
A little bit of a squid kip. He was able to recollect himself and kind of dance along that sideline, get some extra yardage. It would give Matt Fry an opportunity to probably strike long on a couple of them. He's had a couple of nice balls that just one was in and out of the hands of his receiver, R.J. Hairston.
R.J. Hairston out of Bluefield. Played for the great Fred Simon. Gavin Moore checks into the North lineup on the defensive side. Fry awaits the snap, shoots it out, and the catch made there by Williams. And Williams does a nice job close to the first down marker. Williams will play his college football at nearby Kentucky Christian in Grayson, Kentucky. And we have got a timeout here, and it may be a first down.
He took a little bit of extra time off of that clock. I'm not sure whether they got a first down or not, Mark.
Yeah, he did get it, and it's the first down. Sam Jones telling us to reset that clock to 18 seconds, so that's how much time the South will have. So Williams makes the grab and gives the South, again, that first down of the game right here with little time remaining. Our first downs here in this North-South Football Classic being presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together, we are building a better West Virginia. Coming up, our Huntington Mall halftime report. We will be introducing you to our Todd Judy Ford Scholar Athlete of the Year from our Parmar Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week series in 2023. In addition, we will be showing you the week that was for the North-South players during their evening activities. Salute our North-South Hall of Famers, plus break down this first half with Jim Mahan. There you see the series. South leading, but the North has won 6 of 7. North winning it last year 23-10. So a lot coming up on our Huntington Mall halftime report. The Huntington Mall invites you to discover all the great dishes our restaurants have to offer. Dine in, enjoy the patio, or eat in your car. It is the great dining adventure at the Huntington Mall. So here we go. Fry and the Cardinals. Can they dent the scoreboard before this half comes to an end? Well, they have a false start here.
Yeah, not a good start for them, obviously. I was getting ready to say, Mark, at least they have an opportunity because Fry's got a pretty good arm, and they were on the plus side of the 50-yard line. They were in Bear territory, barely 4 yards, but that has since been nullified with that false start. I think it's rather apparent what the South plans on doing.
Fry takes the snap, flings it out, catch made by Williams, and Williams will be taken out of bounds there. Nice play once more by Anthony Baczynski, the young man from Brook. Had one gold helmet chasing a guy in a gold helmet there.
Yeah, just a quick swing pass out there by Fry just to get a little bit additional yardage so that they could actually take a shot at the end zone. That swing pass out there to B.J. Williams. So that's going to give Fry an opportunity to at least launch one up there. If they can't get the 6, they might get pass interference. You don't know.
B.J. Williams told me this week, said, just want to represent Clay in the best way I can. So we're going to go to 12 seconds now here.
The play clock to 25, and it was scored on our whistle. The play clock was scored on the whistle.
All right, so you hear Mr. Jones getting the clock situation settled in.
Given the fact that South does not have a timeout, so this will be something where he's just going to have to put that ball up in the air, or they might try some trickeration, as our buddy Kenny Bass always refers to.
Fry takes the snap. Fry will let it fly, and looking for Hairston. Well, it was in the hands of the North's Alex Eaton, but he drops it, and there is still time on the clock here for the Cardinals.
4.2 seconds. I think they're just running a trips right and throw it up there and hope it happens. So You got Fry here. He rolls out to his left. He has plenty of time, but he has to throw back across his body, which is really difficult to do. Throws into triple coverage. We can say, barring a penalty, Mark, this should be the concluding play of this first half.
Bentz in the backfield with Fry. Sets up. Guns it in the direction of Hairston. And the ball hits the turf. Kristen Walker was there on the coverage. And I believe Baczynski was there as well. So that has brought this first half to a close. And it is a lead of 7-0 for the North Bears over the South Cardinals. Our Hannah Klein is standing by with the head coach of the North Bears, Marcus Law, to talk about this first half of play. Hannah?
Coach, I really want to first talk about this game because you can see, all the family members and the players, they've been waiting for this the entire year. So what does this mean? And talk a little bit about the preparation going into today.
First of all, it's a major contributor to these guys that are playing this game. One of the things we talked about before the game, that every single one of these kids at some point was probably a star or a captain for their team. So for those guys that come down here, especially on a Monday, and watching this offense and what we've gone through the whole entire week, it's a thing of beauty. It's almost like a science to it, But for these guys to come out and play in this game, it's just following a rich line of tradition of the guys that have played in this game prior to us. So we're just glad to be here.
And has the Heat played any role or anything into this?
To a little bit there, but we've done a good job throughout the week of the conditioning piece of it. Our guys, again, credit to them, they have gone full throttle the whole entire time. So I want to say that we're pretty good on the conditions right now, but the second half, we'll take a look at it.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Stay cool.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah, and many thanks to Marcus Law, class act, and young coach Jim. I mean, he's just going to be really technically a first-year head coach this coming season. He was the interim head coach last year, though he did have a head coaching experience for a short time at Trinity Christian there in Morgantown. But a former WVU football player and getting his chance here, and at the moment, his North Bears in the lead by a count of 7-0. So lots coming up here on our Huntington Mall halftime report. And, of course, we'll be honoring those Hall of Famers. So a lot to get to here on this gorgeous Saturday for action. So we will return here to South Charleston. Dylan Hours into the end zone, and that's our only score of this football game on this North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Back with our halftime coverage in a moment.
White enjoyed serving as head coach for the North
We welcome you
Bears
back
in the annual
inside
North
South Charleston's
Football
Black
Classic.
Eagles Stadium. Halftime here in a battle between the North and the South, and the North Bears lead it by a count of 7-0 on this North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals, and Jim Mahan. As you look at this game, North has dominated offensively, 78 rushing yards, passing yards 41, and really just time of possession, 17 minutes, 34 seconds they've eaten up on that clock.
Yeah, you've had one first down, I believe, from the South Cardinal. They just haven't been able to get a whole lot together. Been a lot of good coverage in the secondary. I won't take anything away from, of course, a tribute to Coach Law, and I'm sure something he has to do with that. But the fact that it's only 7-0 makes it a tight game. So we got a second half of ball out there. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments in there when they get in that locker room.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different things happen here in this first half from an offensive standpoint for the North. They started with Luke Hudson at quarterback out of University High School. And we saw Ian Crookshanks, a great quarterback from East Fairmont. And then Malachi Strohmile comes in and uses his athletic ability to make some good things happen. Down below, Jim, at the moment, our Hall of Famers being introduced, and we talked about it earlier. Fred Taylor was the first to go, and Fred, a gentleman you played for and helped win a state championship back there in 1976 when you were just a sophomore.
Yeah, I was just very privileged to play on a team that was able to capture a state championship down at Van Meter Stadium, Jerome Van Meter, down there in Beckley against Big Creek in 1976. So it was a wonderful and special feeling.
And no doubt about it, John Kelly, the great university coach, being honored, and the late Gary White was honored a moment ago. His wife, Kathy, accepting on her late husband's behalf. And Kathy White is the sister of our good buddy Mick Price. So Mick was on earlier today. We'll talk about that a bit later on. We'll be joining Hannah Klein here momentarily down on the field. Again, the North has moved the football, but the South has allowed the Bears just to score one time. But this South team really needs to get something going. You know, John Kelly's being honored here at halftime, and Vince Colasurto was talking to him last night, the head coach of the South, that his father, the great Pete Colasurto, guided that Beckley Woodrow Wilson program from 1976 through 1999. That was his final game as a coach, was against John Kelly in the playoffs against University at Pony Lewis Field.
That's a small world right there. I had an opportunity to catch up to Phil Colasurto, his son, and he told me that his dad and mom are planning to be here for the game. And I told him I'd love to talk to him after the game just to catch up a little bit.
Great people, Phil and Nancy. All right, we're going to head down to Hannah Klein.
Yeah, guys. Well, I want to talk a little bit about this. A big part of the North-South week for the players is the evening activities with 4 practices in the books. Monday evening started with the social phase of the week, and the players headed to the Great Escape Theaters in Nitro. They enjoyed movies on the big screen and, of course, great concessions. Well, Tuesday night, it was off to Town and Country Lanes in Nitro for some friendly competition on the lanes. The local bowling establishment has been hosting the North-South players for many years as they try to prove that they are not only good at football playing, but equally as impressive as knocking those pins down. Well, after practicing football, what could be better than a dip in the pool, especially with these temperatures? Now, the players, hoping to make a big splash on the field today, were hitting the water at Little Creek Country Club. It was a place for the North-South players Wednesday evening. A good time in the crystal blue water, not far from where the game is today. Well, Thursday evening, the 2024 North-South started head to the GoMark Ballpark. They took in the Atlantic League football or baseball game between the Charleston Dirty Birds and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. All in all, it's just a wonderful week bonding and coming together as stars of the future.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Hannah. Just a lot of fun, and just another thing that makes this North-South Classic so great, Jim.
Yeah, well, you know, this what makes it really special. I mean, the fact that it is some of the best players in the state that are seniors that are getting ready to graduate, like you said, moving on and playing in other places or going on to college or careers. But the thing that makes this week so special is that get to bond with these guys and tell stories that, they'll be able to really last a lifetime, Mark. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, I'm 45 years since I played, and I was able to talk to my teammate, Phil Colasurto, and we just picked up like we just played in the game last week. Makes it really, really special.
This is Gary White's family down there. Gary was the head coach in 1998 for the North Bears, was coming off that state championship season at North Marion High School in 1997. We're going to break away. We shall return here as you're watching live coverage of this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals.
Of FNR All-Star Edition Halftime Report, sponsored by the Huntington Mall.
And we welcome you back here inside South Charleston's Black Eagles Stadium as we are crowning the queens here of this 2024 North-South All-Star Football Classic here on our Huntington Mall Halftime Report. Scholar Athletes of the Week throughout our FNR season, honored by Todd Judy Ford. Visit them at toddjudyford.com. And at the end of each season, we honor our Scholar Athlete of the Year, Kyra Poor from Capital High School.
Athlete from the participating schools. Today, we honored our Scholar Athlete of the Year. And the recipient from the 2023 FNR season is Capital High School's Kyra Poor. While at Capital, Poor was maintained a 4.8 grade point average. In the fall, Poor played soccer for the Cougars, while in the spring, she's a shot put and discus thrower for the Capital's track and field team. By being selected as Todd Judy Ford Scholar Athlete of the Year, she will receive a $5,000 scholarship. Poor plans to attend WVU and then medical school with hopes of one day becoming an oncologist.
This honor means a lot to me because it's just like crazy to think that I got accepted for it, and just to think out of all the students that could have got it, I got it, and I appreciate everybody supporting me constantly.
Yeah, so it's amazing to see the list of accomplishments. Every single year you've got all of these athletes who are accomplishing so much more outside of just doing the sports. Makes me super proud to be a West Virginian and see the caliber of people that we're cranking out for the next generation. We could certainly use the help moving forward.
While at Capitol, Poore has been involved in the Health Sciences and Technology Academy, Student Council, and is a member of the National Honor Society. Congratulations.
Of Andrew Jackson Middle School, please welcome back the North-South Band.
And many thanks again to the great folks at Todd Judy Ford. Visit them at toddjudyford.com. Our queens for 2024 from the North Marions, Morgan Myers and Katie Sprouse of Scott High School is the queen for the South. The North-South All-Star Football Classic marching band getting set to hit the field soon. The North Bears and the South Cardinals will return for the second half. At the moment, it's the Bears on top by a count of 7-0, and we shall return here to South Charleston High School in just a moment. You're watching the North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals. We welcome you back live inside South Charleston's Black Eagles Stadium. Good crowd here today, and just a glorious day for high school football. Jim Mahan, and we say high school football because these young men, just recent high school graduates, and suiting it up and representing their schools one last time.
Yeah, a lot of them suiting them up for the last time. We saw a lot of nice tents out here, some warm sunshine, a wonderful band playing there at halftime. Some of the festivities, Han had already alluded to earlier that these guys were here for a week. I didn't want to spoil their party, but back in '79, it was 14 days of camp. We did have a lot of activities in the evening, but we had pretty hot weather, and we had a really good time, and I'm sure these young men have developed some friendships that they'll be able to carry with them the rest of their lives.
No question about it, Jim, and I saw that friendship on full display there this morning as you and Phil Colasurto reminisced. Well, before the game, we had the halftime with the Hall of Famers. Before the game, the West Virginia Schools Athletic Coaches Association announcing and honoring their coaches of the year. The principal of the year from Doddridge County was Scott Cochran. The girls basketball coach of the year was Fred Sorrow out of Williamstown. Football Coach of the Year, Darren Hayes, who's coaching in this game out of North Marion. Steve Nutter of St. Mary's, the Cross Country Coach of the Year. Bubba Hendrick of Petersburg, the Softball Coach of the Year. Julie Bradley of James Monroe, the Volleyball Coach of the Year. The Athletic Director, David Vines of Jefferson. The Track Coach of the Year, Andy Fletcher from Wheeling Park. Gary Lanham was the Middle School Athletic Director of the Year out of Barrickville Middle School. And the Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, our great buddy, FNR color analyst, the one and only, the legend, Mick Price from Ravenswood.
Yeah, he's a treat to work with and an even better friend, for sure.
Well, let's check out the stats here. And again, it's been all North from an offensive standpoint. Rushing yards, 78-41 passing in that time, a possession, Jim, and then also a clean game for the North in a penalty standpoint.
And another that you won't see on that stat sheet because it has not affected either team, no turnovers.
And no doubt about it. And then you also have to, though, give the South defense credit because there were some other opportunities there for the North, and the South able to shut them down. That's why we've got this tight game here. And these are the kind of games we want. 7-0 here, tight game.
Hey, you want something to give them an opportunity where they feel like they're still in it. Like you said, the South defense did some bending. They did have one break in that right at the end of that first half. But the game is fully within their reach for sure.
South Cardinals under head coach Vince Colasurto out of Shady Spring High School. His team back out on the field, as are the North Bears, guided by head coach Marcus Law. That band down below performing for this North-South Classic audience here. Game reborn in 1976 at Old Laidley Field in Charleston. Then had a game in 77, highlighted by the wonderful talents of the late, great Robert Alexander, who played for South Charleston High School, went on to WVU and then the NFL. And the game had to be played in Parkersburg in 1978 because Laidley Field being renovated. And then in 1979, Jim, you got a chance to christen that beautiful facility, which will now have the state football championships once again in 2024. So the Bears and the Cardinals back out and ready to battle for the second half here. And we will have the action for you. It's coming up here. Glad you could be with us here on a gorgeous Saturday for All-Star Football as we bring you this North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals.
Thanks for watching the North-South FNR All-Star Edition Halftime Report, sponsored by the Huntington Mall.
The South Cardinals trailing the North Bears here 7-0 at the break. Reflecting on that 1976 game, which restarted the North-South Football Classic. Fred Taylor, one of the Hall of Famers, was an assistant. North took the lead 6-0. Got the 2-point conversion, or did not get the 2-point conversion, and then they kick off to the South. And one of the speedy Batten twins, Bart Batten, raced for the touchdown kickoff return. That made it 6-6. But Brad Batten would get tackled for a safety in the game, trying to return a punt. And that was your final score, 8-6. We had an 8-6 score here a few years back. But right now, a 7-0 game. North has won 6 out of the last 7 and trying to keep it going. Saeed Abul Hassan is the kicker out of Princeton High School. Going to kick at Concord, was on that state runner-up team, and he puts his foot into it, and it will be Powell gathering it in. And Powell, who had some nice hard runs in that first half of action for the Bears, takes it to the 32-yard line, and that's where we will start this second half of action for you, along with former South Cardinal captain Jim Mahan, our color analyst Hannah Klein down on the field, our great FNR crew. Robert Stegall is our statistician. I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us here for coverage of this North-South edition of our Parmar Friday Night Rivals.
As we see what kind of adjustments maybe the South and make, maybe they can kind of slow that offense down of the Bears.
Today's game being presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals, and pass intended over there for Fry, and Fry does make the catch. So how about that? Two of the stars of that AA state championship game, Ours and Fry, rivals, and they connect. 20-yard connection here from Dylan Ours as he fires and hits Landon Fry for the first down.
Looks like he just scooped that off the carpet, Mark. What a great catch by Landon Fry.
And you can't be surprised by what Fry does after that remarkable catch he had in that state championship game. Top play of the night on ESPN Sports Center. Here is Gavin Moore getting the call, or check that. That was Gavin Moore out of Brook. Gets the call, and a nice run by Moore. Our first downs being presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together, we are building a better West Virginia. So once again, Jim Mahan, the North on the move.
Yeah, starting right where they left off to punch it in right before the half and marching the ball down the field pretty successfully.
Hudson is the quarterback. Fakes it to Moore. And launching it, looking for Ours, and the ball falls incomplete. But Dylan Ours draws a crowd. Christus was there out of Huntington. Isaac was there from Summers County.
Yeah, I like the fact that Dylan Ours did a great job of playing defense on that, because there were two defenders there that were trying to time their jump to get the interception, to get the pick, and Ours was able to bat it down to stave the turnover. And we talked about that at halftime. Neither team has turned the ball over.
Third down, 6. Moore stays in the backfield, lines up beside of Hudson.
We got a little bit of a flinch, I think, from the center on the North. Yeah, we don't usually like to bring up bad situations, but that'll cost him a little bit of yardage.
You know, Hudson, he was inserted into the lineup due to an injury when he was a freshman, and well, he never left the field
well,
after that for John Kelly, all-time leader and all-time leading passer for one of the all-time great coaches in West Virginia. First penalty for the Bears. Take the handoff. Hudson will roll left, gun it, and a great catch is made there by the North's Braden Edgell, the young man from Lincoln High School. Edgell, who's going to play at Fairmont, second team All-Stater, and give him a WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals first down.
It's a great job and a great pass route, and then you see the good ball fake. Just to zip that out on the edge, and just enough you can do the first down.
Now they give the football there, boy, tough piece of running and some good hitting there as Aaron Hoffman got the call.
Mark, I've been noticing a lot of little chippy stuff going on. The guys talking to the officials, players talking to each other after play, and
well, you got to remember, no excuses. It's been 6 months or more since a lot of these guys have played, and you get out there and the adrenaline starts flowing here. But right now, if you're the South, you got to stop the North, and the North looking to take a 2-score lead here. Nice catch over there, and then nifty running after the grab by Zach Bender, the young man from Spring Mills who played there for Marcus Law.
Yeah, nice job there by Hudson finding Edgell, and he just does a good job of getting the first down. Zach Bender getting the first down.
Our first down is presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. North on the move here, taking that second half kickoff. Luke Hudson at the controls, and Hudson will hand it to Hoffman, and not much there for Hoffman as Caillou Jackson stand out from Huntington.
Yeah, Jackson getting a tackle for loss, which we haven't seen a whole lot of negative yardage out of the North Bears, but that's one of them. Much needed also.
Jackson, his younger brother Zod Jackson, still with a season to go. Back-to-back Carl Lee Award recipient. Named for the great Carl Lee, who played at South Charleston High School. And then Marshall, he was one of your teammates in that North-South game, Jim. Two guys went on to the NFL, Carl Lee and the great Kurt Warner. Caillou Jackson, he's going to play at Pikeville. He's 5'10", 290. Here's Hudson looking, intended for Edgell, and ball incomplete.
Pretty decent coverage there by Elijah Waller from Beckley.
Third down, 10.
And a good 10, a little bit closer to 11, but I think they're in two-down territory, given the fact they went for it on 4th and goal from about the 15 on their first drive. I would think this is a two-play territory, trying to get some positive yardage here.
This North team with 13 first-team All-Staters from Class AA. Aiden Cole coming in. Hudson lets it fly, and Fry trying to make the grab there, and good coverage provided by Ethan Holiday out of Greenbrier West. Holiday, first-team captain of the single A defense, and what a story about him. He's a champion bull rider.
Yeah. You see Hudson rolls out to his left, a tough throw, but now he has Stromel. He has him open on a drag across the middle, but he elected to go a little deeper with Fry, wasn't able to make the conversion.
Yeah, talking with John Kelly about Hudson, the Hall of Famer, John Kelly, said, this kid can make all the throws. He shows it there. It's not easy for a right-handed quarterback to roll left.
That is correct.
Hudson, now this is a straight drop. Aiden Cole, he's been all over the place tonight, but Hudson got away, and then Hudson finally rifles it in the direction of Carter, and the ball falls incomplete, and the South will take over. We take a break here inside South Charleston's Black Eagle Stadium. You're watching live coverage of this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. It is a 7-0 lead for the North over the South here. Third quarter action. South with the football. Hannah Klein down with the band director of the North-South Classic.
Guys, I really wanted to actually focus on the band. I know we talk a lot about football, but over on the sidelines, you have the cheerleaders and you had the band. So we're with Jonathan Thorne, and I want you to kind of talk about, they only had one day to prepare for this, right?
Yeah, there's not a ton of prep time that goes into this as a group. A lot of it's individual accountability. Today's Saturday. They met Thursday to do a rehearsal for about 4 hours out here on the field. And then Friday we had the parade, and then today we're here. And that's about it.
And I think for me, watching them, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like they, have practiced together, have built this relationship together.
That's awesome to hear, actually. We got we have a really good group of kids. Yeah. I have a staff that works with us that's fantastic, and they do a lot of amazing work. The kids have a lot of individual accountability early. We start recruiting really earnestly in March, February, March, early April, and then try to get the numbers solidified and send out the music and stuff so they have enough time to prep for it. Sometimes it goes out a little bit later, but they've definitely been holding their weight. It's been going really well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you talking with me, and guys, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Hannah, that band has been a great touch to the North-South Classic, no doubt about it. And speaking of a great touch, back-to-back nice runs by Nate Bentz, which has produced our WVU Medicine Thomas Hospital's first down yardage, but this time the North stiffens
they
on the defensive
that
end.
up. We got a new QB in there. We took Matt Fry. They got Chris Ross in there from Mingo Central, Mark. He's pretty much been doing some handing off there to Bentz. He's been the workhorse there, able to get some positive yardage there. There's some really good, tough running there. That's a little bit difficult when you got three guys on you trying to break all of those tackles.
Well, Jim, we did a great game. It was a wide open game. Scott and Mingo Central, two great quarterbacks. We saw Fry and we saw this young man, Ross. So Fry's going to go to UC and Ross is going to go to West Virginia State. So he was down there week of training camp, got a chance to see his new surroundings. Ross looking, stands tall, and then goes down. A good job there by the North defense. I mean, Ross stood tall and stood tough. But in the end, E.J. Hendricks out of Martinsburg takes him down.
Yeah, they got some good pressure up front, and he didn't really get a chance to ride out there. He thought he was going to take a shot at running, and then that pocket collapsed on him. You see around there, and then they were able to close in on him, take him down to the ground.
E.J. Hendricks played for Dave Walker, Brent Sherman there at Martinsburg. Dave Walker returning to Martinsburg after spending some time at Concord. Great coach. Martinsburg has won 10 AAA state championships since 2010. Knocked off Princeton this past year, 57-13. So it's third down, 17. Ball at the 34. Here's Ross. He'll roll to his left. And Ross will dump it off, and he's got his man, Williams. B.J. Williams. Nice tackle there by Baczynski, but B.J. Williams out of Clay County. Now Ross found his man there, and B.J. Williams continues to be impressive here in this game, making head coach Jason Nichols a proud guy. And another first down. Our first down is presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospital. So now the South starting to show a little life here, Jim.
Yeah, that was a really nice play there. Rolling out to his left. You have Ross, and he thinks about running and just does a little dump pass to B.J. Williams, who cuts back across the grain, is able to get some really decent real estate and put the ball on the positive side of the 50-yard line for the South Cardinals.
19-yard pickup there for Williams. 78 catches at Clay this past season. Over 1,000 yards. 17 touchdowns receiving. And he scored a touchdown rushing, a touchdown on a punt return, also a touchdown on a kickoff return. Ross in trouble, and down goes Ross. And coming up big for that North defense is Josh Biggs out of Petersburg.
Yeah, Mark, they're only rushing. If you look at this, you see this. I mean, I'm a little bit stymied by how they're not doubling and rotating out, but the North's only rushing 3 guys, and you got 5 linemen there, and they're able to put a lot of pressure on Ross right out of the gate. I mean, they should be able to to really work on their assignments and maybe double up those guys, especially on the edge.
Biggs 6'5", 220. Biggs was number 50, and then after some changes, he's now number 25. Doesn't matter what number he's wearing, he has been impressive and certainly was on that play. Timeout here. South trying to move it 7-0. North in the lead from South Charleston. We welcome you back inside here, Black Eagle Stadium, South Charleston. 7-0 lead for the North, 3:26 to go in the third. Hannah Klein is joined by the man who runs it all, the great Bob Mullet. Hannah?
I think I have the best seat in the house right here, guys. I got some shade, beautiful game, awesome people. So I really want to talk to you. I know last year I had the chance to speak with you. Can you already believe that this North-South game is here?
Well, I've been working on it for 7 months. I'm truly glad it's here. And with all the festivities this week, it's been 6 days of coming and going as fast as you can. Of course, last night we had the parade, the banquet, a reception with over 300 people. Then we kick this thing off at 12 noon. It is a fantastic week, but a busy 7 months.
And talk to me about that preparation, because I always want to focus on the people behind the scenes, all those people that put that effort, those hours, all of that.
Well, I started 7 months ago. We have a meeting at Super 6 last year. We selected coaches. The coaches select the staff and the team. And then I spend 7 months on the road raising sponsorships. So that's my whole job, is to do that. Then I organize parades, queens, cheerleaders, bands. I just keep organizing it. Get some people out here like Barbara Brunetti does the cheerleaders for me. Jonathan Thorne does the band. So I get some people out there like a satellite, bringing stuff to me, and then I bring it all together here on game day.
Is it worth it, seeing all these people in the stands?
Well, it's worth it for the kids, number one, and just like today at kickoff, we gave a kid a $5,000 scholarship, and now we're going to give out a bunch more scholarships, and I've already given out scholarships to girls, softball, and volleyball players.
Well, I always appreciate you. Thank you for the lift, and guys, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Hannah didn't say what the tee time was for.
They're on that golf cart.
For Coach Mullet, but he's the best. Hall of Famer, Potomac State, Concord, North-South, still going strong. Love the guy. Here is Chris Moss. Ross lets it fly. Got a wide open man. Williams will score it.
Touchdown for the South on
Wow.
the pass completion. From Mingo Central's number 13, Chris Ross, to Clay County's number 2, B.J. Williams.
55 yards. Chris Ross and B.J. Williams connect.
Yeah, what makes that effective, Mark, is you got to be able to give him some time to make that throw and get Williams open, and they were able to do that. Now the all-important that people sometimes overlook, extra point after touchdown, so to tie this game up, to knot it up.
Saeed Abul Hassan, and Williams is the holder. High snap. Williams got it down. And we are even Steven here in this 2024 North-South All-Star Football Classic. Just the way we like it. Well, you knew with the weapons, a matter of time before the South would get uncranked. and get moving. 8 plays, 74 yards, 4:44 off the clock. And here is Ross to Williams.
Yeah, he gets plenty of time. He fakes that. He rolls out to his right. He plants himself. Sees B.J. Williams all alone, who didn't give up on his pattern. Did a little bit of a delay there. Back about the 35, made the DB bite on it, and he was able to accelerate and separate himself.
Ross making his high school coach David Jones proud. David Jones, former Kentucky standout, taking over that Mingo Central program. So we're even at 7 as the Cardinals and the Bears collide here with 2:38 remaining in this third quarter of play.
Mark, you were mentioning earlier about how B.J. Williams just wanted to represent, wanted his people in Clay County to be proud of him, his coach to be proud of him. I think they'd have a lot to be proud of him right now. You got to give credit for Ross. A great ball, found him, but bottom line is that receiver's got to catch that ball and then find his way to pay dirt.
Yeah, sometimes you're so wide open, you're like, oh, yeah. Don't drop this. Abel Hassan, and that off the fingertips there of Powell. And getting his hands on it for the Bears is Bender. And Bender with a pretty nice little piece of running there to the 36. Well, we've seen this North Bear offensive attack move it all day long. See, they can do it again now with this game back even at 7-7.
Mark, I don't believe the North has a punt at this point in the game. So they've been pretty effective moving the ball. However, that's not really translated onto the scoreboard with only 7 points. And on fourth down, of course, they went for it 3 times and have been unsuccessful every time.
Crookshanks is back in at quarterback out of East Fairmont for the Bears. And he will turn and give it to Hoppin, trying to carve his way for yardage. Christus got a piece of him. Aiden Cole out of Greenbrier East, Jim. Hey, what, he has been around that football a lot today, number 52 for the red-clad Cardinals.
He sure has. There's been a lot of activities there. You see the defense trying to strip that ball to get that initial turnover of the game, to try to swing some of the momentum back to the Cardinals after they had that nice touchdown strike from Ross to Williams.
Making his coaches proud at Greenbrier East, who are the assistant game directors. Ray Lee, the head coach there at Greenbrier East. Aaron Baker, the assistant. 2 great guys. So their young man from Greenbrier East playing well here. Well, I'm not sure if that was bobbled or not, but it goes right into the hands of Hoppin. I believe it was. Not sure there's a play in the playbook where you want your quarterback having that football like a hot potato there.
Yeah, excuse me and thank you. You see, he kind of lost the snap and then just kind of went right into Hoffman's hands, and he kind of made a little bit of something out of nothing. That could have been a disaster. I mean, I may should stop talking about turnovers so that we have a clean game, perhaps.
Third down here for the Bears. Hoppin lining up there beside of Crookshanks. 2 young men from Marion County. Crookshanks looking to throw, and good pressure applied there by Christus for the South Cardinals.
Yeah, really good speed by Christus to close on that and actually get a hand on it, because Crookshanks had an open guy. Now, I don't know if he'd had enough room for the first down, but this will end up being, as we've talked about before, their first punt of the game for them. You see rolling out to the left, but great speed there by Christus to close on that, but he had a receiver open on the edge. Illegal substitution there by our referee, Mr. Jones.
Sam Jones, great job here by his crew. So DeMoss out of St. Mary's, he is the punter. Christus, very versatile player, and comes up big there. Young man from Huntington, Marshall Christus, going to go to Marshall. DeMoss his foot into it. There will be no return, though over on the sideline.
That'll be Ashton Reed.
Yeah.
Doing his best imitation of a Herschel Walker with a return punt or something of that nature.
Well, he was a tight end at times there at Westside. He's 6'5", 290. But I doubt that he got too many opportunities to return a punt.
He probably didn't, but I'll tell you what, he put that ball in his hands, and, boy, he just turned into a different player all of a sudden.
I tell you what, these young men
having
the time of their lives here.
Absolutely.
All week long in Institute. Heard from Coach Mollett, just all the things they get to do and play the game they love and battling it out here. 7-7 game. Great to have you with us here for this special edition Friday Night Rivals. And Sawyer Van Meter out of Wahama, starting today as a defensive player. And all he did as a White Falcon, Jim, was become Wahama's all-time leading passer and all-time leading rusher. If you know anything about Wahama football down through the years, they've had some great ones. And that young man leaves with all the records, going to head off to West Liberty to continue his career. And we're going to head off to the fourth quarter of action here in South Charleston. Great game we have going here between the Cardinals and the Bears. We're all even at 7, and we're excited to bring it your way on this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Away we go to the fourth quarter in South Charleston. Well, we have a lot of talented people working this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals, including John Yost, who loves to fly the drone. And outstanding scene here, city of South Charleston, as we make our way to South Charleston's Black Eagle Stadium, where the North Bears and the South Cardinals battling it out here. 7-7 game with 12 minutes to go. Salute our athletic trainers for this game. For the North, Chandra McCoy Gray, Heather Adams for the South, and of course, the great equipment guru. Couldn't do it without Sarge Cordery and all the work he does. Coach Bob Mollett's right-hand man.
Yeah, for Heather, we talked about a streak. Steve Lowe had been at it about 16 years.
Yeah.
Then Chandra had to step in for him. He had other responsibilities. But Heather informed me earlier, this is her 10th North-South game.
All right, from one Mason County into another, Sawyer Van Meter, Wahama, hands it off to Nate Bentz. Let's head down to Hannah Klein here with a group of red and blue.
We got red and blue, guys. I can't miss the cheerleaders. So I first want to talk, first of all, congratulations, Miss North. So how important is this and how awesome is it to see everybody in the stands?
It's very awesome to see red and blue both supporting both teams and the school that you came from, especially with all these lovely girls that I got to meet this week. It's an amazing opportunity.
Awesome. And I know you guys were going to teach me a cheer. I have to learn it. Go ahead.
So, here we go, North,
I'm uncoordinated.
Here we go. Here we go, North, South. Here we go. Here we go, North, South. Here we go. Here we go, North, South. Here we go.
I got it, guys. Let's stay back here.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
I think everybody's having a little bit of fun on this day.
All right, great job, Hannah. Had a penalty there by the South, so that sets the Cardinals back here. Again, Van Meter, the QB, getting his crack here. Check that. Ross is back in now, and Ross kind of threw that one at the ground, so we had Van Meter in there, and Ross is the QB.
It looked like just on that particular play, Mark, you got the one sideline covered, you got this near sideline covered, nobody dragging across the middle, so there really wasn't a third option for him. So sets up yet another punt for the South. They had a promising drive going, and then it just kind of stalled on them.
And his penalty hurt, and here's Plumlee to kick it away. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. Plumlee takes his time and skied that one up there.
Pretty good coverage there by the South Cardinals. So they're only able to get a couple yards on that return.
And that was Edgel on the return. And again, Plumlee put it up there and gave his team plenty of time to get down.
Mark, I was getting ready to say pretty decent field position for the Bears, but they're going to be step back 10 extra. Nearly a block.
Now that was DeMoss, who is the punter for the North, almost blocking a punt of the South. Penalty on Michael. Talked about Michael being the grandson of the late, great Roy Michael. So he's playing in the game. Roy Michael, the first North Marion coach. Darren Hayes, the third ever North Marion coach, is coaching in the game. And we honor the late, great. So North takes over here. Gary White was the second ever head coach. His wife, Kathy, accepting on his behalf. So all the North Marion coaches playing a part in this game. You know, Gary is smiling from the heavens above. So Casey Minor is in the game now at quarterback. Now, he was the quarterback for North Marion in that state championship game. He's an excellent player, but he's been injured. But he fought his way to come here and be on this team. He's been limited to what he can do. But he told Darren Hayes, who was his high school coach, I want to be here. And he was the Chuck Howley Award winner as the top linebacker. But the South sniff it out there. But see,
yeah, you got five guys up there on the line. You have a pretty good chance of being successful there.
Minor hands it off to Dylan Hours. So you got two guys in that championship game who were stars, Minor and Hours.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events for the Bears. A team that is not prone to have tackles for loss and has had pretty good success. But you see a lot of guys in good penetration there from the South Cardinals, able to get another tackle for loss, which really sets that ball back there. It's a daunting task for the Bears to try to convert on third down.
Minor, the Halley Award going to the top linebacker, Chuck Halley, great linebacker at WVU. He's from Warwood, West Virginia, played in the NFL, the only Super Bowl MVP to play for a losing team. Minor guns it to his high school teammate, Fry. They connected so many times, but that one will come up a little short on the passing situation there, and the North will be forced to punt. Sawyer Van Meter there on the coverage. Had Van Meter there a minute ago to quarterback, and forgive me for that, but you think about it. We honored Jerry West before the game, a moment of silence. He's the only player ever in NBA Finals
to be the MVP on a losing team, a West Virginia native, and a West Virginia native in Chuck Halley, the only Super Bowl MVP that played on a losing team.
Pretty ironic.
Chuck Halley inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame last August. So DeMoss kicking it, and it will be scooped up there by young man out of Beckley, Woodrow Wilson, Elijah Waller. Played for Street Surratt there in Beckley. Break in the action. You're watching live coverage here of this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Back in a moment to South Charleston. Well, there's a look at Phil Colasurto, an assistant for the South Cardinals. During his days at Virginia Tech, he was a quarterback for the South team in 1979, a teammate of Jim Mahan's. South Cardinals winning at 15-8. It was a excellent football game. They had a guy by the name of Kurt Warner who wasn't too bad. And how about that? Number 65 on the front row, my buddy Jim Mahan. Then you see back there, far right, that's number 11, Phil Colasurto.
There's Steve Reinhardt, 73, 63, Andy Marshall from Stonewall.
Yeah,
it's funny, I remember most of them.
I'll tell you what, a lot of great players. From that team, Jim, you went on to wrestle Marshall. Said Phil Colasurto played at Virginia Tech. Ed Kiefer went to Virginia Tech. Steve Edwards Jr. went to Cincinnati. Carl Lee, Kurt Warner on to the NFL. What a team. All right, Fry back in at quarterback and unleashes. R.J. Hairston will gather it in and score. Just like that. 67 yards.
I think there was a little bit of confusion in that secondary because I saw some guys pointing at each other thinking, you have him, I have him, when nobody had him, Mark. He couldn't have been wider open. Wow. And a beautiful ball thrown by Matt Fry.
Now you're talking about a guy that threw a few TD passes during his great career. You know, he started going around football fields. His mom was a little league cheerleading coach, and that's what had him at football fields at an early age.
Got him hooked,
fell in love with the game. Abel Hassan puts up the kick. Abel Hassan delivers it. And for the first time today, the South Cardinals in the lead.
Yeah, that's just a straight, deep streak. And he's out there all alone on an island. And you'll see him just kind of waltz in, R.J. Hairston. That's a wonderful job there. Have a ball thrown, not overthrown, not underthrown, just enough to get him collected, bring it in, and put the South on top. Mark, you alluded to earlier that the North, 6 out of 7, the South trying to stop that streak a little bit. We just got our great stats from Robert, our statistician. A wonderful drive, a one-play drive.
63 yards. 13 seconds off the clock. That took the South a while to get it going offensively, but Ross throws a TD pass to Williams, and now it's Fry. Firing one up, and Hairston brought it in. And Fry going to the University of Charleston. Hairston going to continue playing at Bluefield State. Hairston just a great athlete, track, basketball. Abel Hassan teeing it up. He's going to play at Concord. Soccer player, but got a chance to start kicking the football, and just he fell in love with football, and he's going to keep it going. A lot of time left in this one, and Abel Hassan will keep this one low, and Powell in trouble fielding it momentarily, but then taken down. Yeah, good coverage there. Thought maybe, Jim, might have been a face mask, but
it looked awful lot like it. But and you don't see Powell coming up because Powell is one of those classy kids. He didn't say a word.
Yeah.
You didn't see him up there gesturing, face mask, face mask. He just came off the field, did his job, you know.
So the ball will rest at the 32. Powell will come in there. So they're back with Hudson at quarterback, that being the North Bears. 2 overtime games ever. First one in 84. We mentioned Holiday from Greenbrier West and the great Kelly Vaughn. Kelly Vaughn was the QB and decided it for the South.
Mark at South running that 4-4, 4 down guys, 2 tackles, 2 ends, 4 linebackers. And that's could cause a little bit of confusion for that offensive line because, you know, the whole object of a tackle is to get doubled so that it takes 2 guys to free up the linebacker so that he can make the play. And that's exactly what happened on that play right there.
Another OT game, 2012. Second down for Hudson. And there's a nice catch made by Fry on the sidelines and then fights his way for first down yardage. And Landon Fry, you just got to be impressed.
He didn't have the initial first down, and he took a pretty good lick, but decided he wanted to stay in and get enough yardage to move the sticks, and he did a good job. And there's excellent job of finding him on the side. He just has a knack of finding that ball, knowing where he is, absorbed that hit, and was able to get an extra 6 or 7 yards after catch to give him a first down.
A 12-yard gain, a first down for the North. Our first downs being presented throughout this North-South Football Classic by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together, we are building a better West Virginia. Hudson getting it into the hands of Bender.
A little bit of excitement there on Marshall Christus. He was a little amped up after that play. He came in from the defensive secondary position to put a lick on him.
A pretty nice gain there by Bender, the young man from Spring Mills. Bender going to continue playing football at the next level for Shepherd University. Hudson, the Waynesburg future player, and throwing it down and just off the fingertips of Dylan Hours.
He had some double coverage there from Wiz Ty and also Elijah Waller.
Well, you know, I've been wanting to say it all day.
Go ahead.
I'm a Seinfeld fan, so I wanted to say it all day. Nobody beats the Wiz, and they did not on that play.
They did not.
And Robert Stegall has no idea what I'm talking about.
Robert's seen one episode of Seinfeld, so I'm going to have to.
I'm not sure if I can be friends with him anymore, but that's all he's watched.
There you go.
All right.
Give him some DVDs. Let him watch it.
3rd down and 5 here for Hudson and the Bears. Trying to get this thing even back up. Hudson has some time, and Aiden Cole again applying pressure. Hudson looking. Hudson will keep, and he'll go down. And it was Aiden Cole. Cole just simply never gave up.
No, he never gave up on the play. He just kept pursuing and was able to collect him and get him down. And hats off to the secondary for the South and able to cover those guys for so long because he had a lot of extra time. As you see Cole there in pursuit, the big man, he finally is able to get him.
4th down here, Jim, and the North.
Wow.
At this moment, electing to go for it here.
This is a pretty big play with 5 minutes to go on a clock that seems to run a little quicker than we think.
Snap to Hudson. Hudson looking for Hours, who's open! And Dylan Hours will take it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was just some poor timing from Ethan Holiday. He thought he had a read on it, but at his angle, he took a poor angle at the ball.
50-yard connection. The player lose a helmet here, but what a strike from Hudson to Hours. Hours' second touchdown of the game. An extra point away from tying it up. Turner Garrettson will hold, and it will be Tristan Walker, the Parkersburg South duo here. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
And Mark parked the punt, but it didn't take hours to get on the board.
No, it did not, Jim Mahan. And with that, we are even at 14 all, 4:55 remaining in this one. Don't go away. A dandy between the visiting Cards and the homestanding Bears, and we're excited to bring it your way on this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Back here inside South Charleston's Black Eagle Stadium. We overlook the Greater Kanawha Valley. 14-14 game now. Dylan Hours hauls in a 50-yard pass from Luke Hudson. Hudson from University High. Hours from Fairmont Senior. 6 plays, 68 yards, 3:22 off the clock. Yeah, 2 big plays back to back. 63 yards for the South, 50 for the North. We had the 55-yard reception by Williams earlier for the South, got them on the board. Hours scored the first touchdown of the game on a jaunt to give the North the halftime lead. Michael puts his foot into it. Williams will gather it at the 16. B.J. Williams spins his way to the 25-yard line. And so the South with the football.
And neither team, they have been able to preserve their timeouts to start this fourth quarter, or second half, excuse me.
Fry is the quarterback. Bentz is the running back. Williams and Hairston, a couple of speedsters. They line up wide to the near side. Fry will give it to Bentz. And Bentz banging off the left side, and DeMoss meets him there and takes him down. Nice play by DeMoss. Played for Jody Moat at St. Mary's, the purple and gold-clad Blue Devils.
Takes a few guys to get that young man down.
Yeah, Bentz.
Good, strong runner.
Not going to play college football. Maybe he'll change his mind after today. He's going to go to Marshall at the moment, pursue academics, but what a player. And a guy that's had a hard time staying healthy. Bentz will get the call again and go for a couple. And we're going to have a flag come out late, Jim.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's a little bit of extracurricular activity after the play. And, you know, what little momentum they would have gotten, now they're going to be marching backwards. South is. I believe that's a personal foul on the Cardinals.
Hayden Nestor made the tackle. Sam Jones getting it all worked out here. We'll hear the call. And tough break there for the Cardinals. I mean,
yeah, that's a costly penalty. You got some tough sledding in there. You know, a little bit of running there from Bentz, but then had some extracurricular right at the end there. An extra hit after the whistle really puts South back in a deep hole, Mark, with only 3:15 left in regulation.
And great job by this officiating crew.
They just made an announcement, Mark. The play clock will be kept on the field the remainder of the game.
So it's third down for the Cardinals. Fry going to keep it, and Casey Minor will take down Fry. Now Minor getting action late in this game.
And they got a little bit of breathing room so they could punt this one away, but not going to be much time left for the North. If they want to capitalize and get a marching drive here, it's going to be roughly inside of 2 minutes. Fourth down and 11, and obviously a punt situation for the South. I'm not sure we keep this statistic, and I know I've said this already, and I don't want to jinx anything, but I don't think there's a statistic called least amount of turnovers by both teams in a game. Right now we're at 0. I don't think you can get less than that.
Sky punt there. Caton from Lewis County just got away from it, and the ball will be down there at the 32-yard line. You know, Sam Jones is from Tiltonsville, Ohio, and the Ohio Valley poet James Wright mentions Tiltonsville in his poem Autumn Begins in Martins Ferry, Ohio, and it's about high school football.
Wow. I don't know where you find that stuff, Mark, but it's super interesting.
Well, anything football related, I'm going to try to dig it out.
Find it for sure.
All right, so here we are, Jim. 2:06 to go. You got Hudson in at quarterback. Powell will be the running back, and then they'll split guys out. And
you better be keeping an eye on Landon Fry.
Yeah, he's out here wide to the near side.
Yeah, he's the guy you're going to be looking for.
Hand it off to Tyreek Powell, and he goes down. And Hannah Klein out there firing the gun with the T-shirts.
Hey, Mark, I don't know how many times I always wish I would get a T-shirt off one of those CO2 guns, but would it really matter? I don't think it would fit me anyway.
Our T-shirt sponsor, ECT logo. Coach, Polka Valley Bank is our T-shirt sponsor.
Hannah got a little robust on that T-shirt. She shot it literally, Mark, out of the stadium.
I'll tell you what, Coach Bob Mullet was whizzing by in a golf cart when Hannah was firing that gun. We got a break here, and a lot of fun out here as this one a great game, great entertainment. And who's going to pull out this game?
See if Coach Law can dial something up here deep as they start at the 32-yard line inside of 2 minutes and a knotted score at 14 apiece. So if they're going to do stuff, they've got to hurry up and go about doing it.
Oka Valley Bank, founded in 1908 beside the Pocatalico River in Walton, West Virginia. Think about that. It's where Fred Taylor, one of our Hall of Famers, attended high school. Former Tiger standout athlete, and
he coached there.
Yeah, head coaching career launched there with his alma mater. Won 17 games in 3 years. Hudson. And we're going to have.
And we got some motion there on the north, and need to make sure they don't have the down marker correct on the far side of the field mark. They've got second down. It actually is first. Well, it was 10. Now it's first and 15. A relatively penalty-free game. Only their third penalty of the game. Fourth penalty of the game for the North. 5 on the South.
All right, Sam Jones has that play clock ready to go. Hudson with the snaps. They keep that play clock here on the field, and a nice sliding catch there across the middle. And that is Walker, Tristan Walker out of Parkersburg South. Played in the state championship game there for head coach Nathan Tanner against Huntington a couple years back. Coach Tanner, an assistant in his game a couple of times, including last year. So the South calling a timeout there, and
Mark, that's their second timeout. They will have one additional timeout in this half, and I don't believe that the North Bears have called a timeout this half. I stand corrected. They have called one, so they'll have 2 left.
Now, Michelle Carroll, Jason Booker, John Engel, Matt Sampson, Jack Bennick, Josh Kerbway, Losibilo, Andrew Nagowski, Alicia Walker, Chandler Smith, Dan Carney, Alicia Walker, Allie Fletcher, Robert Stegall, John Yost, our great crew. Of course, Shane Schwerin, our general manager, Mark Allen, general sales manager, Wade Parsons, news director. Just a lot of folks that help make it all happen here, our live telecast. Certainly our great friends at WTOV and Steubenville Wheeling. Been a lot of fun here on a glorious day. Crystal clear blue sky, a little white streak. That's about it, Jim. A few white streaks high above.
We've certainly had some streaks down the field on some plays. We've had some long touchdown catches from both sides.
Hudson will hand it off, and Hoffman will just bang straight ahead. And the Cardinals trying to bring him down, but that will be a first down. Move the chains here.
It just needed a little bit, a couple of yards to get the first down.
Our first downs presented throughout the afternoon by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together we are building a better West Virginia. And again, we are excited to have brought you this great game today, this North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Hudson now with a pair of backs lined up beside of him. Hudson looking for Fry, and Fry made the grab. Well, he was covered pretty well by Sawyer Van Meter, but Fry does his magic once again.
Great coverage by Van Meter. I mean, he's really there for the interception. He's kind of settled in. You're going to see on this replay, what an unbelievable job by Fry. He just jumps over him, takes it away from him.
23-yard pass completion. Hudson to Fry. And the North calling a timeout, so each team down to one timeout here. The Bears trying to pull it out in regulation. The South trying to hang on here and send this one to overtime for just the third time in Classic history. Well, you think about it, Jim. I was there when these teams checked in on Sunday at West Virginia State University in Institute. Been the great host of this game ever since it started back in '76. The week just started. They got in 2 practices that day. There were no evening activities, and then Monday night, after 4 practices, they got a little R&R. They went to the movies, and then on Tuesday, after 6 practices, they went bowling, and they had the pool party on Wednesday, the Dirty Birds game on Thursday, North-South banquet last night, then a nice reception back at West Virginia State, family and friends. And then here we are, down to 108 in a tie game. What a week.
Can't get any tighter than this. This is one they'll certainly remember.
Hudson, the quarterback. His outgoing head coach, John Kelly, a Hall of Famer.
Better keep your eyes on Fry. It's right across the middle, and that is a pick.
Right into the hands of Cooper Ridgway, the James Monroe Maverick, with the pick. John Mustaine's guys, and Ridgway with the interception.
Yeah, we see a good deep ball here. It's just underthrown. He never saw the corner was playing back. They were playing prevent defense. Just didn't want anybody to get by him with less than a minute to go in the game. But Mark, I certainly wouldn't. I would never count Matt Fry out. That is the first turnover of the game from either team.
Ridgway rushed for 1,000 yards 3 straight years, played in the state championship game. First teamer, undecided where he's going to go, but big play right there. Under a minute to go now, and Fry and company go to work here for the South. And Fry getting heat, and Fry manages to let it go.
They were looking for some intentional grounding, didn't they? Said he was outside the what they call the tackle box, and he's able to kind of throw it away. So avoided the sack there. Nice job by Fry.
Xerxes Yancey out of Martinsburg, first team defender, and Xerxes just about took Fry down. They're second down now. Xerxes, a first team All-Stater, 78 tackles. He was also a member of the band, just talented, personal young man. Fry sends it out to Williams, and Williams gets out of bounds. Run out there by Alex Eaton.
Yeah, they were trying to put something together, Mark. I understand what they're doing, and even though it only ate up 3 or 4 or 5 seconds on the clock, trying to make a third and manageable instead of 3rd and 10, that's really more harder to convert, obviously. Looking at 3rd and a little like about 7.
Dustin Koger, Lewis County head coach. Buddy Hetson, defense coordinator at Spring Mills. Darren Hayes, head coach at North Marion, working with Marcus Law this week. Vince Colasurto with John Smith, Brother Phil, and Gary Roach. Roach at Riverview and Smith at Shady Spring. And here's a pass, and the catch is made.
It's right at the sticks, Mark.
Nice job there by Preston Cooper. So Skyhawk connection on that play.
And then we got a timeout for the North.
All right, so the South and North will talk it over. Here's another look. Fry.
This is a really hard throw, Mark. He's really throwing off of one leg. You see him just kind of wing it back across the middle, but that's a wonderful, wonderful catch.
Yeah, he and Preston Cooper, they've done that a time or two.
Wasn't their first time down the rodeo. I am certain what they are talking about on that North defense is do not under any circumstance, let anybody get behind you.
Fry will roll. In trouble. It's a good block there, and then Fry will run it out of bounds. Defending there on the play was Jalen Hill, linebacker out of Morgantown.
Yeah, they got 6 guys in the secondary. He's going to have a hard time coming up with trying to get one by somebody. He might be able to find something over the middle. They do have 1 timeout left. The South does, so they could theoretically get something across the middle, get down there, call the timeout, and then have a shot for the end zone. Time is certainly not on their side.
Fry unloads, jacks McCarty. McCarty, his teammate at Scott, he makes the grab there. So the Scott Skyhawks working collectively here late in this one to try to keep it going. McCarty going to go to West Virginia State. His father played in the game. First down. Our first down is presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Move the chains here.
Really been a tale of 2 halves, Mark. The South came out and made some adjustments and was able to put 14 points on the board, and they're going to have the ball last here at the end of regulation.
Fry unleashes, and Williams just could not hang on. Brings up second down. And you got across the way the Colacertos with John Smith and Gary Roach coaching hard on this side of the field. Marcus Law with Dustin Koger, Buddy Hessen, Darren Hayes. And Phil and Vince are there. Phil's the 4th oldest of the 9 kids. Vince the youngest. It was Ed, Gina, Barbara, Phil, Danny, Joe, Kenny, Robbie, and Vince. And 2 of those trying to help the South pull out a win here. Fry looking, throws, and the catch made by McCarty, and McCarty loses the football. Well, McCarty trying to make something happen, and I believe it's Braden Edgell that comes up with it. Wasn't going to be much time left.
I see 9/10 of a second on the clock.
There is a flag down,
too. We do have a flag down, and I'm suspecting that's a holding since it's back in that area.
Sam Jones will gather with his outstanding crew to sort it out. They got South pointing one way, North pointing the other. That's obvious.
Yeah, they want that ball.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding number 66 offense. Personal foul, number 9 offense. No penalties have been refused. The result of the play is a fumble. It'll be first down.
Well, both teams marked trade turnovers. An interception for the South, a fumble there. Recovered by the North, but like you said, very little time on that clock.
So it's going to be an opportunity here for the North. They'll get one last crack at it. Now McCarty was fighting for yardage, but again, you had the penalties. Hudson will be the quarterback. You got Strohmeyer out there. We've seen him some at quarterback. Hours, Bender, and Fry wide on this side. Strohmeyer out of Weir, Walker out of Parkersburg South to the far side.
Well, you either think about
the North had 1 timeout left, and they use it.
Well, you got 2 situations here, Mark. Number 1, I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think we got a kid on North that can throw the ball to the end zone. You're looking at about a 60-yarder in the air, so I don't know that that's going to be a possibility, considering he's probably going to have pressure. The other option, some type of drag across the middle with a lateral or something to where it requires some handoffs or some type of misdirection or something. So, like we said, we got a second left on the clock. Otherwise, we're heading to overtime.
I don't know about you, but I think this game's got some atmosphere to it.
I love
what do you
it.
think?
I like the excitement of both sides.
This has been awesome.
It's taken the South maybe a half to kind of wake up a little bit, but more they came out in that second half and had a little bit of fire underneath of them.
You know, Marcus Law and Vince Colacerto and all the coaches every year they bring it up. It's just when you have this caliber of athletes in a game, it's not just their athletic ability, but their overall football IQ. They pick up things quick, and so that's why these coaches can get a team ready in about a matter of days.
Yeah, and the other part of that too, Mark, and of course, Coach Law alluded to that at halftime when he was speaking with Hannah, was these kids, how competitive they are. Not only are they smart and are good football players with great skills, they want to win this game.
So here we go. 0.9 showing on the clock. Receivers all over the field for Hudson.
Here we go.
Hudson.
Let's see a series of laterals. Uh-oh. He's got a seam.
Hours.
He better give it up. He's got another guy. Give it up. Give it up.
And down will go the North. And that will do it for the third time in the history of this great North-South Classic. We are heading to overtime here in South Charleston, and you are watching live coverage of the North-South edition of our Par-Mar Friday Night Rivals, presented by WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals. (14-14), the South and the North battling here in this North-South All-Star Football Classic. The red-clad Cardinals, the visitors this year, and the North, the home team. And what a game we have had. Dylan Hours scoring early on in the second quarter to give the North the lead. That was the advantage at halftime, 7-0. B.J. Williams scored for the South Cardinals, 55-yard pass play from Chris Ross. Matt to R.J. Harrison. Scott to Bluefield connection. For the South, they had the lead. But the North came back, and Luke Hudson got it to Landon Fry, 50-yard play. Or check that, Hours, 50-yard play, and Hours with 2 touchdowns. So,
in overtime, North, I believe, Mark, won the toss. They deferred. They want to go on defense first. So the offense for the South will be coming out. Ball will be spotted at the 20. They have an opportunity, of course, to get a first down and then on in. And then regardless of what happens with the South, the North will get a possession as well.
George Barker was the winning coach in 2012 over Tony Faberto's Oak Glen. He was the head coach of Oak Glen, his North Bears. That was the overtime game that year, won by the South, and the South won in 1984. Jim Thornburg was the head coach out of Barbersville. Of Morgantown was the head coach for the North in those exciting games. Here, your head coach, Marcus Law for the North, Vince Colasurto for the South. Football will be put down at the 20. All right, so here we go. Matt Fry. Is the quarterback out of Scott. 1 touchdown pass today, and they'll hand it off. And this is Scott High School's Preston Cooper getting the call. So they go to the ground to get it going, Jim, and a nice gain by Preston Cooper.
Yeah, really good gain.
Preston Cooper will have to leave.
We don't have an actual game clock mark. It's all kept on the field. The only thing they'd actually be keeping time of would be the play clock to make sure they get the ball off in time within the allotted time, 40-second time.
Handed off in a big stick there by the North Bears as the South, they continue to keep it on the ground. Cooper Ridgway was the ball carrier.
Nolan Neelib met him right there at the line of scrimmage.
And Neelib, first teamer, class AAA out of Jefferson. Played for the Cougars.
Yeah, interesting dilemma here, Mark. Third and about a long 2-3, something like that. Now, you know, South, let's say they don't convert. Are they going to use the opportunity to try to get the first, or are they going to try to kick it? I mean, you know.
They got Sawyer Van Meter in the game, and he is the quarterback at the moment. They got Cooper back into the contest.
They've loaded this group up.
Yeah, Ridgway's in there, and it will be Van Meter who will claw his way for the first down.
Yeah, it was just, that kind of looked like the old Philadelphia Eagles, just the old scrum play where they just all get in there and blow it down. But it is a first down. You see a full house backfield and just drive those guys and drive and use those leg drives and get that first down.
First downs presented by WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospitals. Together we are building a better West Virginia. Hard running again by Van Meter. I mean, Van Meter is a horse. He's 6'3", 220. And again, the all-time leading rusher and passer. Played for James Tote there at Wahama High School. White Falcons had some good postseason runs with Van Meter at the controls.
They've had some storied athletes down through the past, Mark, and this guy rewriting all the records. He is a phenomenal athlete.
Going to play at West Liberty right now, trying to lead the South Cardinals. And the guy who wore red and white during his high school career, Sawyer Van Meter, a Wahama White Falcon, and he has the touchdown for the South Cardinals. They strike first in overtime. Took 5 plays to do it.
And went with the big package there. You know, the big man, 6'3", 220. Sawyer Van Meter was able to punch that ticket. That's the first scoring touchdown for the South that's actually been on the ground. The other 2 were in the air. This is an all-important PAT, Mark.
Saeed. Abul Hassan. Williams is the holder, and the kick is up. So Abul Hassan has done his job today. 3 extra points. So now we'll flip it around. And the North will have the football. Well, they wanted to go on defense first, and now they've got to score to pull it off here.
Well, they know what they have to do. They must put it in the end zone and then decide, are they going to kick to go in double overtime, or will they go for the win?
Well, in a game like this, you couldn't ask for much more.
Certainly one these kids are going to remember for a very long time.
You look back through the years, just the gentlemen who have coached in this game, Jim. I mean, it's just
it's almost like a All-Star Legends, Mark. I mean, the guys
storybook to this small state. Of course, we saw 3 great coaches earlier today inducted into the North-South Football Classic Hall of Fame. Had the ceremony last night and then recognized again today here. Wayne Jamison, 1976. John Shamara were the head coaches. Smiley out of Bridgeport, the late Smiley Jamison. He was the North head coach, and Shamara was the head coach of the South. So here in 2024, we have overtime for a 3rd time. South with the lead. Crookshanks is the quarterback here in overtime. The young man from East Fairmont. Crookshanks looking. Fires, catch made, ours. And just like that, a 20-yard strike. Ours is 3rd TD of the day.
Wow. Well, South had to do a little groundwork to get it done. The North, straight through the top, was able to do it.
All right, let's see. Well, now think back to the Double-A state championship as Darren Hayes and North Marion, they got to within 49-48, and Darren Hayes decided to go for 2. So we're going to have a timeout here. Now, Crookshanks was staying out there on the field. The kicker is Walker from Parkersburg South.
Yeah, Crookshanks just threads a needle there right over the top, gets the 3rd touchdown for Dylan Myers of this game.
Of course, there will be most valuable players for each team.
Did it appear to you, Mark, that the North was lining up to go for it?
Well, Crookshanks had stayed out there. I mean, again, the kicker is Walker. He was going out too, but he's also a wide receiver.
Right. I think a wise timeout here by Vince Colasurto,
let's see here.
just to make sure that, because that one came so fast.
They're going for it, Jim.
Right, here's your ball game.
Crookshanks is heading back out.
He's there. He sure is.
High drama here in South Charleston.
Well, the South knows what they need to do. The North knows what they need to do. The game comes down to one play.
Well, I think we have movement in the trenches.
It looked like against South.
Yep. Ours was in motion. So that'll send the ball half the distance. So a tad closer here.
Just trying to draw them off is what they were doing, putting ours in motion there, and then they were able to successfully draw the South off. Now they only got a yard and a half to be the victors of the North-South game.
The North has now taken a timeout. Hey, you like to play chess?
Yeah, I think
that's what we got going here.
It's a dandy game of cat and mouse, and are they actually going to go for it, or are they just trying to lure their way closer to the goal line to where they could just punch one in with some power?
Wes Hours scored the first touchdown of the game. It was 7-0 at halftime. B.J. Williams hauled in a 55-yard pass from Chris Ross out of Mingo Central. Williams from Clay had tied the game at 7 in the third quarter. Then it was a 63-yard strike from Fry to R.J. Hairston to give the South its first lead. Then it's Hours hauling in a 50-yard pass.
Mark, I don't know if you saw this here on the sideline, but there was some blockage from the North players so that the South couldn't see what they were doing. Dylan Ayers was taking a snap from under center, which we know the ball's at the 1.5 yards, and he's a pretty good runner and a great athlete, so it wouldn't surprise me if he comes out, goes under center, and tries to bull his way across the goal line.
Well, Crookshanks is out of the game now. So Hours caught that 50-yard touchdown pass, 14-14. Sawyer Van Meter takes it in for the South here in overtime. Hours scores again on a pass from Crookshanks, and here we go. Hours will take. Hours will be stopped.
Wow.
And that will do it. The South Cardinals. A goal line stand on a 2-point try by the North Bears. And this one ends in dramatic fashion. 21-20. The South wins it over the North Bears. What a game, Jim.
Oh, what a wonderful game. I mean, hats off to both coaching staffs and those kids. I mean, they put it all out on the line out here on the field, and very rarely do you get in a situation, Mark, where it comes down to a last single play of the game.
Well, the celebration, that's gut-wrenching for one and a high note for another, but I tell you what, when it's all said and done, these teams have absolutely nothing, that being the North, to hold their heads about. They went for it. They wanted to try to win it right here in overtime. So just our third overtime game in North-South football history, and the Cardinals prevail. So they're now 3-0 in overtime games in this great classic.
Wow. What a phenomenal game.
All right, time now for our Big Sandy Superstore, big play of the game. Well, Jim, we had some great plays in this game, but we have to show you the one at the end as the North 21-20, and they're going to go for it. They got Dylan Hours under center, and they just sneak in there. Still trying to get those numbers. There were so many that corralled him there at the end. Aiden Cole's in there. Cole had been there most of the game.
Well, I think Anthony Hoffman comes barreling in there, which causes Dylan Ayers to have to divert the direction he wants to go in. He just wanted to go right off the left guard's hip, but that made him bounce it outside, gave him a little extra time for penetration, and what a great effort by the defense.
Yeah, Aiden Cole again was in there, and just a bunch.
Wow. Those big guys up front, Xerxes Yancey, I mean, he was in on it. I mean, you know. Yeah. The Caleb Cole, Aiden Cole, Caleb Cole, Jackson was in there. They had the big kids up front.
Well, anyway, the goal line stand, our Big Sandy Superstore, big play of the game. Big Sandy Superstores, hashtag Living Super has never been so easy. Well, what a game here. Vince Colasurto just getting doused with the Gatorade, the water. And again, just a tremendous football game. Again, it was a 7-0 lead for the North. South tied it at 7-7. And then it was a 14-7 lead. R.J. Hairston hauls in that 63-yard pass from Matt Fry. And then they come right back, that being the North. Luke Hudson rifles a 50-yard pass to Dylan Hours. Sawyer Van Meter gets the touchdown for the South in overtime. They get the extra point. And then Dylan Hours with his third touchdown, a 20-yard catch from Ian Crookshanks, but they go for two, and in the end, it's the South with the stand, and they get the victory. We'll break away here and close it out, as it is the South Cardinals winning over the North Bears 21-20.
Look at those kids.